Doom, 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 doom. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. Monday, coming off a really good weekend, but always trying to keep it going every single day, trying to cash, man. We're sponsored by WagerTalk, guys. Go check out the odds screen. I'm staring at it right now. Watching NBA lines, college basketball lines, just comparing the odds, right? Watching these line moves. So go check out that WagerTalk.com odds screen. Got a lot of good cappers over there as well. Free picks. If you'd like to buy some picks from there as well, use promo code J1. You can even get Rob Veno's plays. What's up with you, Rob? Everything cool with you?
Everything is good today, Jay. Another week, a little closer to the All-Star game and the trade deadline. We were talking offline a little bit here about what could occur. I mean, the rumor mill gets so polluted at this point in time. And, I usually like to say, wake me up when something happens. And something did happen yesterday. I mean, Karis LeVert to the Cleveland Cavaliers is a big deal, I think, for the Cavs. So we'll see if more of that stuff doesn't occur this week. And, it's always a tricky week heading into All-Star break.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Rob. It's always a tricky week. It's a few days as well coming up to it. You never know who's going to get traded, man. Oh, we got some news. Kemba Walker is out today, man. So let's see what happens, Rob. We're gonna zoom out, get to some cash, man, and look at some comments over here. But first game of the day, right? It's only 5 games on the card. First game up, Rob. We got the Raptors going over there to Charlotte Hornets here, man. And this is a tough game for me. I'll tell you this: it's Raptors are nothing for me. They're red hot right now. Don't like necessarily. They've been playing a lot of games here lately. They had a 4th game in 5 nights. They won all 4 games. They did have 2 days off, Rob, but this is still their 5th game in 7 nights going up against this Charlotte Hornets team that loves to run and gun up and down the floor. So these teams have been moving in opposite directions. The Hornets have lost 4 straight. We know at some point they're due for a win. They played some better defense last game as well. They just can't put together 4 quarters here. The Raptors, last 3 games going out on a road trip, they are 0-3 straight up and against the spread. But like I say, they're so hot right now, 5-0 straight up and against the spread last 5. It's Raptors are nothing for me here. I'll probably end up staying off of it, Rob. You like anything here?
Yeah, I've had my eye on the Raptors for the better part of a week now, Jay. I think when we spoke last Monday, we had the Raptors game as well. They've just been, as you mentioned, red hot. The scheduling situation is just as brutal, if not more brutal, on the Charlotte Hornets, right? 3rd and 4 days, 4th and 6. So they certainly haven't had any friends with the schedule maker either. But let me start. And just to add to that real quick, Jay, they're 0-2 right now on this current 4-game homestand. So you kind of feel a sense of urgency from the Hornets here tonight. Not that you wouldn't from the Raptors, who now sit at number 6 in the East where seeding is concerned. They're making themselves a little solid path up the ladder there. But Charlotte, a game and a half out of the playoffs right now. They'd be in a play-in game, but the 8 slot is what everybody covets. At least get in without having to go through that play-in game. I want to talk about their offensive slump because I think that's where a lot of people's eyes and attention is drawn to. The Hornets, last 4 games, their offense been brutal. But I think we need to point out that all 4 of those opponents rank top 7 in defensive efficiency. They've had to go through Miami, Cleveland, Boston, the Clippers. Not easy defenses to navigate so far this year. I think that against this defense, probably a few more points. I think I talked last Monday about Nick Nurse saying that he had gotten a lot of compliments or comments on how his team has developed a nasty streak. But I don't know that translates into them being such a great defense, Jay. Let's point this out. People have a certain perception of the Raptors, and it's not this. These 2 teams are number 2 and 3 in the NBA in fast break points. Ask 100 NBA fans if the Raptors are a fast break team. They're probably not going to say yes, but yet they're right there in the top 3, right? Charlotte, number 27 in fast break defense. That would lead you to believe Toronto's got some, action, quick scoring here tonight. Each team is in the bottom 3rd in fast break defense in their last 3 games. So neither's been real good at defending it. The Raptors are such a good 3-point shooting team. It continues. They're between 39 and 63% from 3 in 6 of their last 7 games. That's tough to stop. They got a lot of 3-point options on this team. their defense, just to show that Charlotte has a good offensive night here as well, in my opinion, Toronto's defense allowed 48% from the field or higher in 8 of their last 10. So to me, Jay, I disagree with the total movement down in this game. I don't really know where that's coming from, except that the Charlotte Hornets have been so cold. I think you probably see points here, and we're probably getting a bargain price where the number sits right now, somewhere around 223.5, 224, I think I saw, but I haven't looked in a few minutes.
Yeah, that's a good point. What line opened up at had to be like 226. I know I saw it at 225 earlier today. So like you said, Rob, it's definitely coming down. You do have their revenge spot for the Hornets. They just lost not too long ago from the Raptors, guys. But just listen to me when I break it down. So they lost to the Raptors without Scotty Barnes and Van Fleet. And I was on the Raptors trifecta spot that day. I remember when they announced both injuries. I was like, what the hell is going on? Why are they sitting these guys? So just keep in mind, the Raptors beat this team, and I'm talking about beat them pretty badly as well, without two starters out there, without 40% of their starting lineup. So I know that the Raptors on the road now, but when they're in this, they're on this hot streak right now. I hope you guys understand is Raptors are nothing for me. The Hornets, they could get some revenge. It is a revenge spot. They're tanking right now. They need a win in the worst way. Even versus the Cavs, they came out super hot and then pissed the game away. But it's still, and I think that the Raptors are a very underrated defensive team. This team plays the passing lanes like no one else. A lot of long, sticky type of guys. So for the Hornets, you got Gordon Hayward back. They got Kelly Oubre back as well. I believe both of those two were out in the last game as well. So you got a couple of players or 4 players on both teams, basically a couple on each team that didn't play in the last game around. It's going to be a good game, man. I don't like that the Raptors, like I say, play the last 3 going out on a road trip. They've dropped them, but like I say, Hornets 0-5 against the spread, last 5 home games as well. They are on a 4-0 under streak. It's crazy that I've seen the Hornets play a little bit better defense, and that is my problem here with the over going up against the Raptors team. They could probably try to slow this team down and make them maybe not run and gun, but I'm not a total guy. I didn't play this under. I don't even bet unders in today's NBA, but I do lean the Raptors here, and I slight lean to the under, but it's not something that I'm super strong in betting. But it's Raptors are nothing for me in this game. The way that they've been playing so hot, I could see them keep it going today in this one, Rob. Heavy lean for me on the Raptors. Let's get over here to the streets of Washington, D.C., man. It's a lot of problems for the Wizards right now, Rob. I can tell you this. I don't know. I won't be backing them for a while. A ton of problems. Gaffer's out. I don't like what they're doing with Thomas Bryant. Well, I know Gaffer is health and safety protocols, but even who was back the last game, he didn't play. I don't know if they have to be trying to trade him. He's the best center on the team. You're starting Thomas Bryant out there. He's getting cooked basically every game, Rob. A lot of injury questions for the Heat here. Tyler Hero isn't expected to play. Jimmy Butler is still questionable in this game. Could be the line could move either way in this one. You like something here?
That's what makes this game so difficult, Jay. I'm going to back up just half a second because you brought up a point that I should have about the last time the Raptors played the Hornets, right? Guys were missing. That game was 125 to 113, 238 points in a game where 4 key offensive pieces were missing. So maybe we get a little break on the total here in this one. But to Miami, it's hard to play it this early in the day with what we know with all these question marks. But that seems to be Miami. Every single day they're on the board. Question marks here, question marks there. Tyler Hero, I think, is listed as out right now, and Max Strus is going to play. So those two kind of neutralize each other because if Strus gets hot, he's every bit as valuable from 3 as Tyler Hero would be. Jimmy's the guy that you're worried about, question mark here. Caleb Martin, certainly a physical force. As a perimeter player for them. We'll see how the injury report goes throughout the day, but I'll agree with you that Washington's got some problems, and their problems are starting to surface here because the frustration is growing. And I'll just give you a quick quote here from Wes Unseld Jr. When he was interviewed last night. At times when things get tough, we give in a little bit. And to that point, I had a colleague of mine last week on the WagerTalk NBA show. In fact, he's with you too. Teddy Savransky said that Washington can't take a punch right now. And that's in essence what Wes Unseld Jr. is saying in that quote. He continues on to say, you shortcut your routes. You don't own your spots. Those things stagnate in offense. And we're seeing a stagnated offense without Bradley Beal is one thing. For the rest of the guys to not play in the system is another thing. Kyle Kuzma has become their top I don't know, not only offensive player, but kind of leader, Jay. I was watching a broadcast the other night where they had mics on, and Kyle Kuzma was the guy trying to lead the team. However, he had some defensive focus on him in his last game, and he did not, come through with the type of performances that he had the couple games before. So when you're dealing with the Heat, I don't know that that's the best way to have your offense rolling at this point in time. I don't put a lot of stock in the Wizards. Seems like there's some bickering amongst one another anyway. And to your point, they were running Montrezl Harrell out there as a starting center for a couple of games and just getting lit up underneath. He's a tough guy, but he's just undersized. I don't know what they're doing on the interior. Miami, Bam Adebayo. I don't play props, but those looking at props, to me, Bam Adebayo would be a good look here in this contest because he should have his way. The Heat, schedule's been kind to them. They're on a 6-game road trip. And so far during the month of February, every time they play a game, they've gotten a day off. Play a game, get a day off. And that's good for a team like this that's had so many injuries. So I like the way they come in here. Don't like the...
Oh, we lost Rob there for a sec. We'll get him back. We'll get him back in here, man. He back. What's up, Rob?
All
you
good?
Back? Yes, sir.
All good? Yeah, last thing I was closing with, Jay, was just the Wizards 98 points or less scored in 4 of their last 6. Can't count on them. Somehow with the injury situation that Miami's dealt with all season long, they're the number 1 seed in the East. So if they play through these types of injuries, it would be Miami or nothing for me.
Yeah, it's real simple. Danny Mendoza in the chat, man. I sure appreciate you for the $10 dono, my guy, man. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys. It's simple for me here, guys. It's Heat or nothing. Now I can't say that I don't necessarily like it just yet. I'm not taking the Heat, not knowing if Jimmy Butler is out there. They're already missing Hero right now. Obviously they got Lowry back, but the Hero is a big piece for them off the bench, and obviously Jimmy Butler's a big starter for them. But I agree with Rob there. The opposing centers have been eating the Wizards for lunch, guys. Bam Adebayo should go bunkers in this one as far as he's definitely going for a double-double, maybe looking at his rebounds here. Thomas Bryant has lost his step, guys. He has. So it's Heat or nothing for me here. They have been on the elongated this is the 5th game of their road trip. Have one more game in New Orleans a couple days away. But I wait for Jimmy Butler in this one. If he's in, the guys are for the Heat in. That's the only way I could look. Like Rob says, the Wizards are just in disarray right now. Some teams are just out here playing basketball, and that's something that we have to be mindful of and watch. So it's Heat or nothing for this better. That's the only way that I can look in this one, and leaning towards this under as well, man. So we're gonna see who's playing. I lean to the under and the Wizards team total under as well. The Heat should be able to come in here and really stifle these guys. And I'll say it again, the Wizards do not have a point guard. While Bill is sitting out, the offense obviously gets even worse. You focus it. Then when he's running the point guard, man, it's tough for me. So it's Heat or nothing for me here. And one thing, Rob, these favorites have been cashing big, man. The favorites have went 14-0 straight up and against the spread over the weekend. So we'll see what happens there. But I like the Heat in this. So it's the only way I look. And maybe me personally, I'm waiting for Jimmy Butler, though. That's the only way I take it, is if they have everybody in, obviously, other than Tyler Hero. Rob, let's go over here to the streets of Chicago, man. This is 4th game in 5 nights for the Bulls here, and a back-to-back. You got the Suns. They are laying 8 points on the road, but it's tough to go with the Bulls right now, right? They're missing, Levine. Huge question marks, especially with some of these big name players, man. You don't bet this game yet. Whether you see what's up with Zach LaVine, Kobe White, they dearly missed them yesterday here, Rob.
Yeah, it was easy for me yesterday. I actually played that 76er Bulls game over the total yesterday just because Chicago did have some absences, right? And 2 key offensive guys, Zach LaVine and Kobe White. And that should tell you something right there, that game did go over. I think the number I got was 220.5. But it did go over. It tells you something about the Bulls defense right now. Now, we knew start of the season, Billy Donovan told anybody who would listen, it's a small team. We're going to have to be creative in the way we play defense. And yesterday against Joel Embiid, just can't stop them, right? And they couldn't stop anybody on Philly. Kind of a bounce-back offensive game for Philadelphia against a weak defense. Great game out of DeMar DeRozan. Now you're going to put this team on back-to-backs, and he's not going to score 42 again. So if he doesn't get the support from Zach LaVine and Kobe White in this lineup, boy, I don't know how you play the Bulls. Phoenix is so good, and reading a couple of quotes of how locked in they were defensively Saturday night against the Wizards. you have to wonder how Chicago's going to be able to keep up here now that Phoenix is totally healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for the Bulls, Jay, I still would wait because they can score with anybody when every piece is in the puzzle. And It wouldn't take 40 from DeRozan. I mean, you put Levine back out there. They've shown that they can score even without Lonzo. Lonzo's been out quite a while now, and they still score every single night. So I'm probably going to wait here. But boy, I could see anybody playing Phoenix first half or Phoenix full game if, in fact, you don't get Zach LaVine, Kobe White in this game. Again, we're reliant upon the injury report, right? And then some of our work is guesswork because if we do wait till the announcements come, we're paying a bigger price because immediately the lines shoot one direction or the other, usually not in our favor. But you talked about favorites going 14-0. We saw favorites overcome injuries and depleted teams over the weekend. I just think quickly back to a big win by Milwaukee against Portland, a team that was way shorthanded on Saturday night and got destroyed. It happened a couple of times over this weekend. I think Sacramento took out OKC, which was and is kind of depleted at this point in time. So maybe you can pay the bigger price with Phoenix here, but I can't see the Bulls unless you got a full lineup.
Yeah, exactly. And the only thing that gave me a little hesitation, I feel like if you like the Suns, this line was literally at 5.5, 6 this morning, guys. So some of the times you might have to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. If it's, especially right now, if it's a favorite that you're liking, especially a very public one like the Suns, they seem to cash every game. You got to get on these earlies, man. You shouldn't be laying -8 points with them right now when the line was sitting at 5.5, 6 all morning. So I'm just teaching you guys how to bet. If you really want to make some money long term in this, you can't be taking the ass into the lines here. It's Suns or nothing for me here. I would say if I took the Suns, I would feel better with. I mean, and that's the thing about the line as well. They're holding it right there in the middle with Levine being questionable. If he's in, then it'll go down to probably 6.5, 7. If he's out, this line will go up to 9 or 10, guys. So if you like the Suns, should have got on a -6 earlier this morning. You know what's giving me hesitation with the Suns? They have a bigger game, not a bigger game, but they do have a game versus the 76ers tomorrow. So this is the first game of a back-to-back. Suns would be the only way I would look, but like you said, the Bulls do have some offensive power if they could get Levine and Kobe White back in there. The problem is right now they're not playing any defense, so that's why their games have been flying over the total. It's Suns or nothing for me. Unfortunately, it's some big key injuries in this game with Levine and Kobe White that's definitely keeping me off of this one right now, guys. Let's get over here to the streets. 2 more games. Streets of OKC here, man. The boring, sad streets of Oklahoma City, my guys. You got the Warriors here laying 12.5 on the road here, Rob. Is this the Smack City spot? Do the Warriors continue? Is it that easy? Just take the favorites and keep cashing?
Well, it's so hard to recommend Oklahoma City at this point in time or in this game even, unless you can anticipate or do anticipate a letdown here from Golden State, like Golden State's going to come out and just take it for granted and not play the game. And then Oklahoma City, if nothing else, they're gritty. They'll give you the 48 minutes that they have. They're just so outmanned each and every night, right? And they play such, let's just say they're experimenting each and every night with that lineup, right? I mean, at this point in time, you don't see Derek Favors or Jeremiah Robinson-Earl playing center. You saw Jeremiah Robinson-Earl starting for a while. They became a better defensive team. He was a star defender at Villanova. Then you see Favors get in there. Now you don't see either one of them. I saw today, Jay, that all of a sudden Robinson-Earl went from coach's decision the last couple of games to now he has a foot injury. So sometimes those injury reports are manipulated too, right? It's just in OKC's case, they're just trying to see what they have in this youth movement. And when you're going to play Golden State, and I get it, no Draymond, question marks, I think, next to Iguodala. And who am I missing? There was another question mark there for Golden State to start the day. But still, the backcourt could light Oklahoma City up. Josh Giddey, we talked about last Monday. Again, if you're a prop player, he's a do-it-all guy. And he went way over that points, assists, rebounds total in his last game. But there's not much else there. Lou Dort has a fractured nose or nasal fracture, I think. So you're missing him as well as SGA. They're tough to recommend even at this big 12.5-point price on their home floor. Their home floor brings really, minimal, if anything, as far as home court advantage is concerned at this point. So I think if you want to shorten it up, Jay, and you think that Golden State might want to just get in and get to the bench and rest, maybe you look first half because you pay a smaller price. I think maybe 6.5 first half. That could be a way to go. But I'm not really interested. I don't like laying double digits, and I certainly don't want the dog here.
Yeah, I'm not taking the Thunder here, guys. This is definitely one. When I say it's Warriors or nothing for me, that's what it's saying. It's either I'm taking the Warriors or I'm staying off the game. The Thunder, they do have some young pieces, guys. I'll tell you this. Lou Dort is game time decision. He sat out the last game. I think he could have played. The Thunder are just tanking. They saw a game. They saw a chance there versus the Kings. Like, we don't want to win this game. I knew it when I saw Dort. We was on the Kings in that one. But you got Aaron Wiggins out, Roby out, Robinson Earl. Now, you see, this is when you know that the Thunder are tanking, when they're starting to rest their older guys like Mike Muscala. He's out in this game. They announced it yesterday. And another thing, Dort, game time decision, that lets you know all you need to know right there. If he plays, then maybe the Thunder are trying to play sticky or keep this one close. If Dort sits out, guys, then just pay attention to this for the rest of the year. If Dort or guys like Muscala are sitting out, the Thunder are basically, like you said, experimenting. They're just out there trying to develop the young guys, just out there playing basketball, basically. So I'm not laying this price with the Warriors on deck. They are 6-1 and 6-1 against the spread last 7 meetings, 7-3 against the spread last 10. Then OKC, like I say, Thunder tanking. The Warriors have won 8 straight games. I'm not betting against them, but they do have the Jazz on deck the next game. A much more like this could clearly be a look ahead spot to the Jazz. But should they come out here and smash them by 20, even on accident? They definitely should, guys. So it's Warriors or nothing for me in that one. Like I said, you can wait on the injuries. That's the only way I'd look, though. Last game up here, Rob. This is a tough game, man. Do we want to lay 8 with the Jazz? I don't, man. Now, we saw the videos on Twitter with Julius Randle getting mad at the video guy. Now, they're likely to make a trade here pretty soon, Rob. It must say, if I had a top play of the day, it would be the Knicks here plus the points. I did like the way they fought in New York. Obviously, even R.J. Barrett forcing the overtime. They didn't cover, thank God. I was on the Lakers in that game in overtime, but I like their feistiness. They didn't seem like they just quit. They were actually still playing hard, playing defense. Of course, they turned up versus the Lakers, but I do think that they'll lose this game, but keep it within 4 or 5 points. I know that the Jazz are starting to get better. They got Donovan Mitchell back. This is the first time that the Knicks will be facing the Jazz without Rudy Gobert. I'm talking about ever since they got there. This is their first time to get a good win over there versus the Jazz, man. It should be easy buckets in the paint all day. Whiteside, I'm not scared of him, man. Azubuike, I'm not scared of him. So it's Knicks or nothing for me here. I made a small play on the +8. That's the only way I can look in this game, Rob. Would you trust laying points with the Jazz here? And another thing, you're the total guy. Knicks talked about it going more faster here. Do you like the over in this game?
Yeah, I trust that a lot, Jay. We're seeing 219s out there. There's been a little pop in the first half over up to 113. Guys seem to like that. But, I mean, you hit on a lot of the stuff that I would have hit on. Let's just start with the matchups work offensively for both sides. You talked about Knicks front court against no rim protection for Utah. Mm-hmm. I'll give you these numbers. Since Rudy Gobert has been out, right? He's been out 6 games. It's been a lousy defensive team while he has been out. It just goes to show. And I mean, one of my 2 favorite players in the entire NBA is Donovan Mitchell. He might be my favorite player, but Rudy Gobert is the most valuable guy on this team, especially on the defensive end. For them to go where they want to go, he's got to be present. Since he hasn't been present, they've allowed 47.5, 48.8, 56.1, 55.1, 53.2% from the field. Last game against Brooklyn, Saturday night, 125-102. Brooklyn's a total mess. I have to just count that as an outlier. Simple. They didn't shoot well. The Nets didn't. But point being, Utah hasn't played any defense. It's not that they don't try. They're just not capable of defending the rim without Gobert. So the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson, Nerlens Noel, Julius Randle, let's go get our points. But the backcourt situation is totally in favor of Utah. Even without Joe Ingles, who they may end up missing in the playoffs for sure. I mean, I know they've got an array of 3-point shooters, and if any team can afford to lose one, this is a team that can afford to lose one. If Jordan Clarkson plays tonight, which there's still a question mark next to his name, this total is going to go up a little bit more. I got in quickly. Last 6 games, 4 of those for the Jazz, 224, 228, 232, 227. And the Knicks as well. The Knicks 231, 212, 228, 237, but 222 in regulation against the Lakers. Those numbers are still better than what we're asked to lay here tonight with 219. Both good three-point shooting teams. I think it goes over some people's heads still that the Knicks are a pretty good three-point shooting team. And I'm glad you mentioned R.J. Barrett because the development of him as a scorer has really been a plus. What him and Randall did Saturday night. And they had 72 at half, I think, and then they just went ice cold in the second half. But if they give me 72 and a half tonight, this game will get over 219. So I think I like over there, Jay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. We got some popular opinions there. Zoned Up says this guy knows his shit. Sam Comer likes Wizards outright, man. So we definitely got to come back and give my guy Sam. He's a sharp guy some credit if the Wizards win that one outright. I'll be honest with you guys. I was hunting and searching. I wanted to find a dog today, man. I don't want to hop on a favorite, especially with all these. It's not that simple, and it really has nothing to do with these games today. But with those favorites hidden like that, man, I said I got to find me a dog. And me personally, the Knicks plus the 8 that's my dog of the day. I put a half unit on a small play, Rob. We hit a bunch of plays this weekend, so usually when that happens, I'll try to go smaller, take a little step back. Definitely not a big day for me today, Rob. But like I say, man, always we trying to get some cash is every single day. Make sure you guys go check out WagerTalk, man. Please. It's a damn good site over there. FreePicks, you don't even have to pay for plays. Check out they got the odd screen. You got some money percentages on as well. So everybody that likes the money percentages, go check out WagerTalk.com. We got this promo code as well for you guys.
Have you ever checked out all the new handicappers at WagerTalk? If not, here's your chance. All NBA Talk with J Money viewers who are new to WagerTalk can get a one-day all-access pass to the handicapper of their choice for only $1 versus a regular price of $39 using coupon code J1 when checking out. Our new roster of experts is 25 deep, covering sports from around the world, giving you tons of options to choose from. All you have to do to redeem this offer is be a first-time WagerTalk customer. Go to WagerTalk.com, choose the handicapper of your choice, use coupon code J1 when checking out on a one-day all-access pass, and get a full day of picks for only $1.
Full day of picks for less than $1, man. You can even go check out Rob Veno's plays, all type of some Vegas shot callers over there, man, for sure. Please go check us out, Rob. You liking anything today? Any leans or anything on today's card?
Yeah, real quick, let me just say, Jay, at WagerTalk.com, in addition to what you already mentioned, if you just go visit that website and put in your email address to become a member, if you like this video with Jay and the in-depth analysis that you get from Jay and his guests all week long, WagerTalk has shows like that each and every day covering every sport. You can get it for free. Just go be a member. Just turn on your computer and watch between the hours of, I think, 12 and 5 in the afternoon Eastern time. And you're going to get NHL, you're going to get NBA, college basketball, whatever's out there, you're going to get it. Analysis from guys who are sharp at what they do. So that's an added bonus there. I do have one play up. Monday is always a promotional day. On top of your promotion, Jay, they only charge $9 for plays on Mondays. I have one available right now. So if you go over and you're interested in selection packages, I'm there at WagerTalk.com. As for what we talked about on the show here, so many question marks that we brought up. I agree with you. It's a day to tread lightly. Right now, at least, as we're talking. And I'm just going to leave you with one theory that I've had that has been fairly successful over the years, Jay, and that is on All-Star Week. I tend to find that many more overs are played. These guys are ready to be done with the first half. Defense goes by the wayside, and totals, results of games end up being higher scoring than earlier in the season. We're already seeing some of that the last 3-4 weeks or so games. The basketball isn't different anymore. Those unders that were coming in early. So just keep an eye on this week. Totals wise, I think you'll see a lot more overs. Guys are ready for the rest. As for what we talked about on the show, I think if I had to give out one play right now, I would probably stick with you in what you said in the very beginning with Toronto. I just love the way Toronto's playing at this point in time. Charlotte's in a bit of a funk, so Toronto -2 looks like a pretty decent play right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And that's what I like in today as well, man. I like that overlook, man, with that Knicks and Jazz. Kemba Walker's out. Their defense gets a little better without him out, and offense a little worse. But I still think that maybe we see Cam Reddish or something like that today. I did read a report saying that Tibbs didn't even want him over there. So we'll see what happens. But I'm glad you mentioned that, guys. This is a few days right before the trade deadline, and it's All-Star break coming up as well. So be interested to see what happens today, man. Like I say, these favorites have been killing it here lately. I do think we see some inflated lines right now. And the Jazz, we can't forget, man, they just won a couple games, but this team is terrible covering spreads at the house, man. I'm gonna put a half unit on the Knicks. I already did plus the 8 here. I do like them. I feel like this is a winnable game for them. They're coming off that letdown game versus the Lakers, but 12-4 against the spread last 16 meetings in Utah. Those were all with Gobert as well. It's a bounce back spot for him after the Lakers meltdown. Jazz 9-17-1 against the spread at the house. Still no Gobert, and I think this is a slight look ahead to a much bigger game with the Warriors on deck. So I'm making a small play on the Knicks plus the 8. We'll be back live again with my guy Shark at 4:40 Eastern, guys. So we appreciate you guys tuning into this show. Tune into the next one as well. Go check out WagerTalk.com. It's $9 Mondays. Whatever capper you like over there, you don't even need the promo code. It's $9 Mondays at WagerTalk. Please go check them out. And real quick, some college plays I'll mention that I'm looking at: Virginia plus 12, Texas plus 1.5, Temple -4, Montana -2, and FIU -1, guys. So let's get some cash. I'll tweet the officials out on Twitter. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we out, my guys.